What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode. And on this episode right here, we're about to cover a rapper named Cashout Ace. He's from Texas. Some of y'all might be familiar with him, but he's ultimately the rapper who got shot in his head at a video shoot in Texas by the rapper Werrell's 10K. Now, Werrell 10K, he done killed some grandparents. He done did a whole bunch of stuff. If y'all already know who he is, you know who he is.
Guero 10K is a rapper from Houston, Texas, and made a name for himself in the rag game after releasing a song called Same Time, but the last few years he has been known for his charges been put against him. In 2019, after what he had done to his rival, who is also a rapper, whose name is Cashout Ace. On December 27, 2019, Cashout Ace was filming a music video in a parking lot, and then at around 9:30 p.m., a vehicle pulled up beside the parking lot and started letting off shots from an automatic gun, which hit a few people, including Cashout Ace. Reports came back that 9 people had been shot, with 2 people being killed. Cashout Ace was shot in the arm and head and was left in critical condition.
I ain't never really been no fan of his music, but I did see what happened when he originally shot this cat we about to watch right here. He blew off a piece of the dude's head. I mean, the dude's head has never been the same, but he lived, all right. Praise God for that, because most people get hit like that, they ain't breathing, right? They ain't coming back from that. But nonetheless, the man must have a purpose because he's still here. And he just did an interview with foocumminuty, right? Shout out to the foocumminuty. But I ain't so much interested in what's going on with his little street beefs and his rap and all that shit. I'll leave that to the young crowd. What interested me when I seen this interview is what he said about what happened when he died, or when he went into that other realm after he got shot in the head, and you know the images and the entities that he came across that were laughing at him. You know what I mean? They were hoping to bring him down to where they were, but God must have had a purpose and a plan for this man, right? Because ultimately he conquered them demons right there and made it back out here to be back with these demons out here. But we're gonna peep out this video. You know how we're gonna do. We're gonna get in the comments, we're gonna chop it up. Let me know what y'all think about this right here. I thought it was interesting. I want to know what y'all think though. So get in the comments, hit the like button before we get too far up in here, before I give y'all too much energy. Give me a little energy and smash that like button for your boy. Greatly appreciate it. If you want to see what's next up, sub up and you're gonna see what's next up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and peep this little interview right here.
Everything was.
So it's kind of like you were asleep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened though while I was asleep. Anyway, so they said I got up, the laws was put up, and they seen me, and my eye was like hanging out type shit.
Oh fuck!
And then they said I was still looking for the gun. I'm like, where the gun at? Where the gun at?
Damn, you was still on that
whole time. He missing a chunk of his head though. Whole time he done got his.
And then boom, then they just put me on that bed. Boom, put me in the ambulance. Boom, let's go.
Look at that man head over there, right? That ain't just a haircut. This man's missing a chunk of his motherfucking head right there, though. That's his skull right there. He missing a piece of that.
Hit the road. Thank God for all the doctors, everybody, you know, who's
medical staff.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's real shit. I done survived a motherfucking headshot, you know what I mean?
No,
not too many people do that and still be the same.
That's real.
He said be the same, but we already peeping. I don't know the man from the campaign, right? But the man, the way his mannerisms, his slowness, clearly this has affected his mental capabilities. I mean, he's still here. He's still, you know what I mean? He got a point though, right? Not too many people. Usually people is all the way handicapped. You know what I mean? They don't come back from that right there. But shout out to the hospital staff that every day deals with this crazy trauma right here and puts people back together. Every day they face this. Every day they up to see. But all this shit the streets be producing, all the tough guy and all the stuff that they putting out there in the world and they doing out here and all the damage they doing to families. Thank God for that medical community that comes together and pieces together. You know, these young cats like this man, like myself and all the other ones, right?
So I had recently interviewed another rapper, Coolio, who he kind of went through the same experience you had, and he said that while he was unconscious, like he actually seen his deceased father and his 4-year-old son. Like he was asleep, but he seen them.
Yeah.
Like, did you see any type of visions, or was everything kind of just all black?
I ain't gonna lie. So boom. All right. So once it went black, I seen a red door That's all I seen. I seen the red door right there. Boom. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me open it. So it's the only one. That's the only thing.
No shit.
I seen the only red door. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me open it. So boom. I opened it and it only went downstairs.
Oh fuck.
All right. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Started floating. But I was floating though. I wasn't just walking.
My man just said he's seen one door. He had one option after this life ended right here. After doing all the shit he been doing in the streets, all that, he had one option, a red door. We know what red signifies, right? We know what the red, we know what that signifies. And where does the door say? He said he wanted it goes down. It goes down, right? It's going into the depths, to the abyss. It ain't a white door that opened up. It ain't like the white light said. Clearly he was serving. But he must got a purpose. God got a calling on this man right here. Maybe it's just through this testimony, whatever it may be. But my man said he was willing though. His soul had no choice but just to go to that door, right? Figure in these other realms right here after this life ends right here. What choices do you really have? You got one door. He said he can remember this. Keep in mind, this is what trips me out about this is that he came back from all this trauma right here. Remembered this, unless he's capping and it's just content. But he's seen one door, and that that basically his spirit gravitated to that one red door, and he was floating, and it went down. That's just crazy.
And like a normal, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
kind of like you controlled your body with your head type shit.
Like you're looking at yourself through a third person.
Like in a dream.
Type shit.
That's what be happening. Okay, and then?
All right, so boom. I was going down, and I heard people laughing, like ha 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 ha, like type shit. Everybody, a whole bunch of people. And then I was going down, and I looked in the corner, and I seen like all the people who I just seen in a bad way type shit. You know what I mean? I just seen all them laughing at me. We got him. You know what I mean? And then I heard my grandpa call my name.
Hold up. There's a whole lot right there. We're going to rewind that right there. Because what he said he's seen a whole lot of bad. Is he talking about people that he done did some dirt to? Maybe he got some bodies under him. And he's seeing the people that he done, like, hold on, let's run that back just a tad bit.
Got him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that part.
I was going down, and I heard people laughing. Like, ha ha, like type shit. Everybody, a whole bunch of people. And then I was going down, and I looked in the corner, and I seen like all the people who I just seen in a bad way type shit.
All the people he's seen in a bad way. He just seen all the people he's seen in a bad way.
You know what I mean? I just seen all them laughing at me. We got him. You know what I mean?
All the people he's seen in a bad way right there, and they all laughing at him. Got him. They got him. Got him down here. Got him. He didn't fell for the destruction. He didn't bought into the lie. He didn't bought into the lie that a lot of us have bought into. You know, a lot of us, praise God, we done came real close like this, man. We may not remember that right there. We may not have the bullet wound right there, but boy, God done saved a lot of us out there. And a lot of us, you got to give praise to where it's due right there, because as you're going to hear, right, the man says he's seen that though. And then he heard his grandpa, right? Now, who is your prayers from your grandparents, your mother? Them is strong. Father, them, you know, those are powerful, powerful prayers, unlike any other. Those have a lot of strength to them. And now that call from his grandfather might have trumped it. You know what I mean? Maybe he was in favor with God. I don't know. I'm just making a little food for thought, a little content for us, right? But you know, this is crazy right there, because there is definitely somewhere that we go to when this life is over, right? Life, you know, this might be, you know, this vessel right here might be the end of this, right? But the spirit and our energy is going to go somewhere else after this life. And that's why, you know, we got to break these chains that we have on now in this world right now, with the understanding and see things for what they is. Because buying into the streets, you serving Satan by all means. If you in the streets and you serve the streets and you serve money, you definitely serving a dark energy. You serving that low door, that red door. That's what you serving right there.
And then I heard my grandpa call my name. Wake up. When I woke up, boom. And they took that shit out my throat. And then some more shit. That's how that shit went.
God damn.
Yeah, but I when I woke up, I couldn't talk. Like I couldn't even think right. Like I was fucked up, like all the way. You know what I mean? I had to go through fucking rehab for like 8 months. I just wanted to go home, like, and then couldn't even go to the house. You know what I'm saying? So that shit really, yeah. got the best of me. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, yo.
When you're talking about this, the red door and going downstairs, how long you think like did that experience last? Like a good minute, 2 minutes? Like how long did you experience going through that? Like the
Like 2
people
minutes.
laughing at you like 2 minutes?
Yeah, like 2 minutes.
But overall, I'm sure that shit lasted like a good hour. Them getting you to the hospital and all that shit.
Yeah,
In reality, it lasted like an hour.
Probably like 3 hours.
So in reality, it was like 3 hours, but in your head, it was like 2 minutes actually.
Yeah, and I think what it was is I be believing in God, and you know what I'm saying, the Bible. I'm Christian, you know what I'm saying. So I think what it was, I went to hell, and God gave me another chance to be all right, nigga, get right.
Oh
You know what I'm
shit!
saying?
You genuinely feel like you were going to
In
hell.
my heart, you know what I mean?
Since then, did you kind of like try to change?
So we're gonna get into did he change and all that right there. But y'all heard what he says. He says his own instinct tells him that God saved his life. And I would think God saved his life after hearing that story right there. If it's not cap, if it ain't added, no additives and no preservatives, right? You figure right here, if the devil is a lie, the streets is a lie, right? The streets is full of deception. That's all the streets is, smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? All the shit you be doing, it's a lie. You've been deceived. That's what happens when you ignorant. You in the darkness. So if the devil is a lie, the streets is a lie right there. And if you serve the streets, you're definitely serving that darkness, that ignorance, that Satan, right? That's what you're serving right there. God has already predetermined what we're gonna do, though, right? Like he knows what he has a calling for and what he doesn't when your time is up. Clearly, this young brother right here, time isn't up. Will he though? Will he really take that wake up call, or will he just get drunk of the world again? Is the real question. Because it's the same thing with people that get incarcerated, right? They be behind the walls, they get filled with the spirit, they get enlightened, they get spiritual, they get religious, however you want to word it. If you want to word both ways, right? And then they get back out to this world and they lose all that. They get back to smoking Newport 100s. They ain't doing no more push-ups. You know what I mean? They back to all the worldly ways that take away, right? They get back, they become of this world. They're not just existing in the world and being a part of it. They become this world, though. They become worldly as ever. And that's what happens. You know what I mean? With situations like this, you get back into your normal flow of life and you're back into the world. But lo and behold, like God had a calling and a purpose for you. You're still gonna be accountable for all that, though. You know what I mean? Telling how great of a purpose this young brother right here might have. You know what I mean? Maybe this interview might have impacted or still does, but I thought it was really good food for thought, though. It's a hell of an experience because I think a lot of us don't realize, especially the ones that be out there in the street, that there is something that comes after this life, though, right? This is not the end. You can't just do shit in this life and think that, okay, well, I got away with it. I didn't go to jail. I didn't get caught. But there's no something you got to. There's a cause and effect law in this universe, and at some point you're gonna have to pay up. That consequence is gonna come, right? And I say that to speak to myself too. This ain't just casting combination on none of y'all out there. But if you feel convicted, shoot fist where, right? Nonetheless, everybody doesn't come back from this shit right here, though. You know what I mean? He got shot for what he was saying in the interview was over a female. He gave her the location. She gave it to these other motherfuckers, and they were jealous and they were envious, and they came and popped on him so they could get a name. And if that's true, then they got what they did, because that's how we heard of this dude, Hero 10K or Wero 10K or however you say his name, right? He only famous from this bullshit. He came from a good family, wanted to be in the streets, wanted the name, wanted to be the tough guy, and that tough guy shit got him doing all day and brought who knows how many curses on his generation, though, right? Generations that come after him for the acts he did in this life right here, in my opinion. But a lot of us don't take that stuff into account, though, right? We just out here living, we breathing, we listening to the music, the culture is influencing us, the streets is influencing us, and even the older people around us, they don't even have no answers to give us no guidance and no direction. Trust me, I done been there. I done had to climb this ladder my damn self. Didn't nobody climb it for me. Trust and believe. But that's my thoughts on this right here. I want to know what y'all think. Let me know down in the comments. We're going to watch the rest of this and then we're going to tap out on it.
To change your life, so maybe,
yeah.
Because like now like damn, like nigga really sent me to hell. Like nigga got to get right, type shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I just worried about my daughter. Like at first, I just only had my son, so I wasn't really worried about him. I'm like, okay, bro can do it by himself. Like, just in my head, I'm just thinking like he good. Like, you know what I mean? I know he could be good. And then Bone had a daughter when I came out of recovery. Bone had a daughter, so I'm like, all right, cool. I need to start focusing and getting some more shit so they can start having shit. You know what I mean?
That's a trip, bro. That fucking red door and downstairs and like all the hating ass people in your life just laughing at you.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's like a nightmare, bro.
Bullshit.
Mm.
That's how I feel.
Did you have any emotions? Like, cause you're looking at this from a third person view. Like, did you feel any emotions, or was it kind of just you looking at it and it's like you just watching it go by?
Nah, I be having emotions. I mean, I feel like it's just hell. Like that's where hell is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You know, besides like you being stuck down there. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's a better place. So you gotta live right and some more shit. You know what I mean?
So boom, you wake up right with the shit in your mouth and shit.
Yeah.
Like what was going on through your mind? Like boom, right when you wake up.
I woke up, boom. And I looked at my people, and then I looked at my grandpa, and then he's like, "Hey, he's up." Boom. He started telling everybody, and I look at my people come in, and then I straight went like this. I was like, "Fuck!" Like I already knew what time it was. Like just waking up from that in the bed, looking at the hospital, I'm like, "Damn!" Like, fuck, I got shot, and it was like, "Yeah." And I ain't like.
So you didn't remember getting shot then?
I getting shot. I just woke up. I could have got shot in the arm. I could have, I ain't even know until I kind of like the second day they woke me up and they was like, hey, go in the restroom. I walked to the restroom and then I looked. I was like, damn, my shit fucked up.
Bruh.
I was all bald.
He got a good attitude to some real life trauma right there, because he almost lost his entire life, and life as he knows it definitely didn't change. Now your whole wig done literally got peeled back. I mean, damn, we could look at this. We're going to check out a picture of this man after he got hit. But it trips me out, though, how, when you're really out there in the streets and you're serving the streets and you're going through all the motions to serve your neighborhood, to uphold your reputation, to be solid, thorough, and all that stuff, the people that you end up hurting in the long run be your family, it be your mother, it be your father, it be your grandma, your granddad, it be the people that care the most about you, but you be hurting them the most, though, in order to show all this love to this other cause, right? To this other, all this loyalty to something that's so disloyal to you, though, right? The streets is your homies, all that shit right there, even though you got commonalities and you swear they ain't never gonna do this, they usually be the ones that do it to you, but that's the ones you show the most love to. But in the grand scheme, you be doing your own family wrong by serving these streets. So, you know what I mean? You hurt the ones that really matter the most in the long run. And at the end of the day, they be the ones that be looking out for you when you be going through the worst, though. When you get locked up, when you in jail, who be putting money on your books? Who be having phone time? You know what I mean? Who really come to the aid? Let's be honest about that. I mean, if you can't be honest about that, then I don't know what you can be honest with. But, it's crazy. He take this and he take it in jest. He laughing and shit right there. But, there's a lot of pain and hurt that this young brother has to heal from. And I don't know if he on the meds, if he on the drink, if he all the above, but I'm sure, he's laughing to mask the pain right there. You know what I mean? The motherfucker done blew your head off, tried to really knock you off, though. So, I mean, and I done been in situations like this. I have my lung collapse and my diaphragm punctured. And I remember blacking out, and I remember being in the hospital when they was cutting off all my clothes and having the pastor reading the Bible over me and all that stuff. Like that shit is traumatizing to you on levels that you don't even comprehend, that you have to go through life as and untangle them. So I feel for this young brother, but I see he in good spirits and laughing at it, though. But I see the pain behind it.
That's some other shit. I'm like, damn, they got me. No bullshit.
Oh shit, bruh. How many days you in the hospital then?
So we leave it at that right there, right? That right there. Let's take a quick look before we cash out Ace head. Let's take a little glance at what this young brother's head looked like after he got popped, though. They took a chunk off this man's head. Look at this right here, though. Look at that man's head. Y'all see that man's head right there? Look at that. Look at that chunk right there. Look, he done bounced back. That's a chunk missing about of that, And this is the false male bravado right here. You know what I mean? This right here, you think you a man right here doing all this. You know what I mean? Having your fingers twisted up. This is the dude that shot him right here, right? young motherfucker had his whole life ahead of you. But hey, for that name and that fame, you went ahead and did that thing, and now look at you. You can't get back around here. You trapped back there. You might get out at some point in your life, but you're gonna miss out on a whole bunch right there. And it's gonna be a whole nother digging yourself out that hole. And who knows what happens after you leave this life right here when you have stuff on you like that. I don't know. You know, that's up for God to judge. You know, all I know is I wake up every day and I try to put the right step in front of the other foot. You know what I mean? So when my time comes, that God finds me acceptable to be in his presence. So I don't want him to act like he don't know me. I want him to welcome me. You know what I mean? Welcome me home to wherever I'm supposed to go. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video right here down in the comments. Once again, man, I gave y'all some of my energy. Bless your boy if you be so kind. Hit that like before you get about this door. Sub up to see what's next up. And I'll match y'all on the next video.